at one point, I don't know where your hair starts and the cat's hair begins.
With that being said, we're back to talk about Saiki K with the story and the characters. Not that there is particularly any story to discuss. I'm going to be honest here. This is not a show that has a whole lot of...
There are, like, moments when they do it, but...
I mean, I feel like it's more that it's just, like, there's a lot of comedy, and, like, sometimes he says something that's supposed to be, like, a tidbit about the world, and cool, we know something about the world, but it doesn't really matter, because there's no real storylines in here that last longer than an episode or two, and that's fine. This show is not designed to have these ultra-long storylines, you know?
The thing that was very reminiscent to me about the kind of way that it portrays the humor in the story is reading comic strips, like newspaper comic strips like Garfield.
I think that's pretty much how it was published originally.
Yeah,
if it helps you to make sense of it, so each of the episodes is actually split up into separate short episodes. So episode 1...
No, I know that. That's why I'm saying that.
Yeah.
Is that, like, it feels like a comic strip, and then you cut from that next comic strip.
Yeah.
Things like that.
And I kind of like it. I gotta say, one of my favorite things about this anime is the making fun of other genres of anime, right? Because you got, like, making fun of the sports anime with the dude who always got to take his pants off, and
he's not taking his pants off. He loses his pants.
Yeah, loses his pants, and then he's got like my rival. Like it was very much a parody of the entire sports genre. And as a sports fan, I very much approve. And then you had the whole rom-com with Teruhashi, right? Which was, God, get this the fuck away from me. But once again, it was, comedically making fun of the kind of rom-com and female main characters, and I really like that, and so on and so forth. Like, the majority of this show is references, fourth wall breaks, and parodies. And I really appreciated that. Because I felt like there was a lot that I could laugh at personally, because I was like, I've experienced this, and I've experienced that, and this is very funny.
Do you want a certified knick-knack moment?
Oh, God. Sure.
So the pacing...
Wait, before that. Did you catch the Pokemon references?
Yes.
Yes, I love the Pokemon references.
But the pacing on this show, well, I can respect the format of it just being shorts built into one episode. At times, it's kind of why, even though I actually went in trying to binge it all in one day, I wasn't able to. Mm-hmm. Which is fine. Again, that is not how I recommend watching this show. But it does make the episodes feel longer than they are at some points, which is not a problem for if you're sitting down watching one episode here and there, but if you're trying to watch more than one at a given time, 40 minutes to an hour can feel like 2 or 3 hours just because you're changing plot lines so much.
I can see that. I don't... there's no pacing consistency in this show. I mean, there's 4 to 6 skits per episode, I think, basically. I want to say there's like an average of 5 per episode, but I feel like there may have been outliers where there was like more skits in one episode than another or something, but I'm not sure, because they don't necessarily label them all like super obviously. I did like one moment when they were talking about like his powers. He's like, "This is all the explanation I'm giving you. If you want to know more, go read The Disastrous Life of Saiki K in Shonen, like whatever." And I was like, yes, that's fucking hilarious. I can say that I can see that Bakage did not enjoy this.
No, I just... Yeah, there were moments like that where I just kind of went, oh, fuck you. Where it's like, oh, if you want to know how this thing works, go read that. It's like, I'm watching the anime, you fucking asshole. Just explain this thing to me, which is like... Okay, let's put it this way. The reason when, like, specifically that thing irritated me is because I have watched shows where... the show will just fucking end on purpose. And I'm like, there's all these unanswered questions, what the fuck? And then there's a thing that comes up and goes, oh, if you want to know more, go read the sequel book we're publishing after the show. And it's like, okay, fuck you. You just turned the end of your series into a fucking ad for a book. And it kind of felt like that kind of thing, where it's like, oh, go buy the manga if you actually want to know what this is. Like, okay, fuck you, man. You're just trying to sell yourself now.
They kind of have to do that, because, like, how else are they going to make money to make more shows? It's like every single show you watch is kind of its own advertisement. They just don't.
But they don't directly tell you to go read the book.
I see what he's saying. Most shows don't make it don't put it front and center. Here they turned it into a bit of a joke, and that didn't land for Bakage at all.
Yeah. It's like a lot of Shonen Jump animes that take place in the real world will actually like go like, oh hey guys, did you know that Shonen Jump is a thing? It's like, go shut up, all right? I'm reading a manga already. Shut the hell up. I don't need a fucking subscription to your magazine.
Saiki.
Oh, that's a lot of vitriol. Okay.
No, I'm just saying that stuff irritates the hell out of me.
I enjoyed it as a comedic gag. And then it's fucking coffee jelly all the way.
Yeah.
Coffee jelly all the way.
I didn't get it.
Did he just
I guess it's like
jelly?
it's like a character trait thing. I get it, but
Yeah.
it's like, all right.
I think, in my opinion, it reminds me a lot of. In my opinion, I think it's making fun of that tendency that like fandoms have and like authors do when there's like, I wonder if there's peach tea, and then the entire fandom's like, oh my god, this character loves peach tea. Peach tea is going to be their entire personality because we haven't been given any other personality trademarks of things that they like.
So you think that whole fact that his whole personality is
The coffee jelly feels like that.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't
Yeah.
know the writer, so you might be giving them a little too much credit. But
It's so dumb. So dumb. It's brilliant. No.
It's just dumb.
exactly, that's kind of how I'm feeling.
But
about it.
comedic.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, and then you got that whole thing where he's explaining that, oh, you know how all these anime tropes exist in the world? Yeah, that was because of me. You're welcome.
I also like, you know how multicolored hair exists in the world? That's because of me. You know why people don't get sick or hurt anymore? That's because of... I actually really like that because I thought it was a funny ongoing joke that every single time you notice something different from the real world, he acknowledged that it was different from the real world and then explained how he caused it.
I don't know. That feels a little, to me, a little bit like author patting themselves on the back because he thinks he's much more clever than he actually is.
I think you're assuming that the author is meaning this to be far more serious than he actually did. The main genre for this is comedy,
But
and it's
okay,
meant
the
to
way
be
the
funny.
anime presents it is not in a humorous fashion. It's a matter-of-fact fashion.
But that's part of the joke, in my opinion. I don't think the anime, and I think Vorn agrees with me. I don't think the anime is presenting itself as, look, this thing about the world is cool and it's a fact. I think this is a comedy. Look at the way that we're explaining that this is what happens. Like, this is what happens, but this is a comedy.
But again, you didn't need to explain it. We already know it's a comedy.
But it makes it funnier when you hear him explain it.
Yeah,
Because the
it's you know the best
explanations
part
are
of a
funny.
joke is when you explain why the joke is funny, right?
No, but the explanations are part of the joke in this show.
Yeah, but again, it's one of those things where it's like, I don't find that kind of humor funny because it reminds me of when you tell a joke and it falls flat, and so no, it's funny because of this reason. It's like, that's still not funny.
But that's not what's happening. That's not the format of this. The explanation here, like, for example, where he says, you know why people's hair is, like, all rainbow colored? That's because of me. That's not the joke. Like, that statement is not the joke. The joke is how it's his fault, which is the explanation.
But
Like,
again,
the joke is not intrinsically the bit that you don't have to explain. The joke is the
Are you
explanation.
typically a fan of absurdist humor?
I'm a fan of... I'm not... Depends on the context. Let's put it that way. Is if he had... Like, so for example, if he had said... Yeah, if he, like, the reason why everyone has crazy hair, it's because of me. Then I would like... What? Okay, that weird, but alright. But the fact that he goes into detail of why it's his fault is like, alright, so you're just...
But the
You're
detail
explaining
is...
the joke as... You're explaining the joke now.
No, because the joke is the joke is not the statement that you're supposed to react to. The joke is the explanation.
So what you're saying is that
He says something, and then the explanation is the bigger part of the joke, like how they justify.
The joke is that he's absurdly powerful.
Yeah,
yeah, but
And
that's
he's
the punchline
explaining
to
it.
every joke.
that's the point.
Yeah, that's kind of the
Yeah.
point.
Because
of
he's
the show,
absurdly
though.
powerful. Everything is his fault. He causes everything.
Yeah, and I don't find that very funny.
Yeah, it's more just... It depends on what your sense of humor. And, like, I was saying this during the first part, if you don't have that sense of humor, it kind of makes the show bland.
Hey, Cece, you've been very quiet back there.
Yes.
Where do you land on this?
Honestly, I land more with you. I understand the humor a little bit more, so I kind of have to side with Saiki on this blockage.
I mean, I get not liking the explanation, but I understand that, like, you know, explaining the joke often makes the joke like unfunny, you know, in the general context. But I think the difference here is I'm not seeing that initial statement as the joke. I'm seeing the explanation.
That's what
joke.
I was trying to get to the point, but you kept interrupting me, so I stopped talking. So let's just put it this way. I didn't find the show funny, and I found it more obnoxious than funny. There's only one moment I actually thought it was funny, and that was because it basically just fell into a Ghost Stories bit. Because I watched the dub, because I was not conscious enough to, like, actually watch the sub of this. So I watched the dub, and there's one scene that it basically just turns into a Ghost Stories bit, and that's when I laughed. Which is the pilots who have no idea what the fuck they're doing. It's like, wow, flying a plane is actually a lot easier than I thought it'd be. Yeah, right? I mean, we're just sitting here. And then when things start going to crap and the plane starts lifting itself back, I was like, oh, hey, that fixed it. It's like, oh, wow, I guess punching things really does work.
Look, I'm enjoying hearing this conversation. I have a feeling it's going to be the same thing in reverse when we eventually do Ghost Stories the dub.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
It'll be, this joke was hilarious. I didn't care for the joke. It was hilarious, wasn't it?
And then you're going to get to the other part. It's like, wow, that joke was really offensive. Yeah, holy shit, that does... That's going to be a lot of Ghost Stories dub.
I also love one of the things I liked is at the beginning where he explains that, like, what I see when I look at people is like this musculature system thing because I can't get rid of the X-ray vision. And you can just picture the characters like that for the rest of the show, and it's real funny.
I forgot that
My
was even
favorite
a
was
thing.
the cat and the dog. Which skeleton is your favorite?
Yeah.
A or B?
The cat.
See, I forgot that was even a thing.
I did like the little cat joke about cats ruling the world and being like catered and pampered to, and then
Is it
Saiki just
wrong,
being like,
though?
nah, no, it's not wrong.
As someone who has 5 cats now and counting.
No. Cats learned long ago that humans are their slaves, and they have never forgotten that.
Can we all just in this room agree that cats are assholes?
Yeah.
They are precious babies.
But,
Assholes.
yeah, again, I was going to say, but they're assholes,
Look,
right?
look, I love every single one of my many cats, and they are all little jackasses. But they're so precious. The precious fuzzy baby.
Yeah, but we can all agree, cats are assholes.
They are. That doesn't change it. They're assholes.
Yeah, it doesn't matter that, like, yeah, cats can be great pets. I'm not going to deny that, but we can all agree, cats are assholes.
I had one cat who wasn't an asshole once. He was amazing.
Segment. And how we discussed how Loki has been now starting to get into the habit of knocking things
Oh
off
my
your desk.
goodness! We have had.
Welcome to the cat portion of this podcast.
You don't understand. We've had over the course of our collecting cats, right? We've had eight cats, 8 or 9 cats in the house, right? As actual pets, not all at the same time. One when I was a child. One now lives outside. One is now, I believe, deceased, unfortunately. But of all of those cats, we made it to the last set of kittens, Peaches and Loki, without a single cat that did that thing where they sit on a counter and slowly knock stuff off the fucking counter and table. And Loki has started doing that. He will just get up on top of, like, the table, and he will just start knocking things off the side. So close. We were so close to having no cats that did that. Disappointment. But yes. Also, so we watched this, like, at the same time as Mob Psycho, directly after, right? Or before for some of us.
Yes.
Within the relative same time span.
Yeah, so there was some interesting, I thought I'd just, some interesting differences. The way that the parents react is pretty funny and very different, You've got the parents who are just like, our child is strange and weird, but we should make use of this to, like, do a bunch of weird and stupid shit because we're weird people. I appreciated that. That was a little funny.
Yeah.
Also, the forced telepathy
Yes.
when it was used was pretty funny, especially with the salesman.
I think that's one of the very few things that I actually thought was kind of clever, which is he's like, yeah, I don't go to the movies, I don't go out to like public events or anything like that. It's like I stay at home and watch TV because I can't read the minds of the people on the TV, so I can actually genuinely be surprised. Like that's the one thing I thought that was actually, that's actually some interesting little character moment.
Yeah, and then and these specifically, if it's a show I really really want to watch, like a mystery, I have to watch it when it comes out because people will start spoiling it the minute it's over, and so I have to watch it when it comes out. And then he, poor guy, goes to the movies with the fucking ring on, and then he then just gets absolutely fucking wasted. Poor guy. I felt so bad.
My favorite variation of that was the video game one, where he couldn't all
Yes.
want to play any popular games because they'd all be spoiled for him just in his daily life.
Yeah.
Oh, so he goes to the shitty bargain bin.
It's like
Yeah.
the real life AVGN right there.
Yeah.
I think there were quite a few moments that were like low-key relatable, you know? Like the spoilers thing is pretty prevalent, at least for us today with social media.
That's universal, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, we were just talking about spoilers on our way over here.
Yeah.
Because like
How,
I have like
TikTok
an amazing.
and Facebook have like ruined Hero Academia for a lot of people.
And it's really interesting because Hero Academia is the only thing that's ever been spoiled for me. Like I've never been spoiled for anything else, even when like the big Marvel movies were coming out. You know.
See, I wish I had one of my friend's superpowers. Like, I genuinely believe she has a superpower of not getting spoiled by shit. Because she's on social media all the time, and she never got spoiled on the whole fucking Spider-Man thing.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
100% same.
Yeah, how the hell did you manage to avoid that?
I don't know, but I did, and it was amazing.
Yeah, again, it's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I still have yet to meet that mythical person who doesn't know the Star Wars spoiler.
Which one?
You know, if I ever meet somebody who says they've never seen a single thing from Star Wars, it's just like, you know what, bro, you're not missing much. Gonna be 100% honest with you.
Them's fighting words with some people in this friend group.
Well, I was gonna say, hey, man, look, I love Star Wars. Star Wars is fucking stupid, okay? I am totally willing to admit that Star Wars is fucking stupid. I love Star Wars. Don't get me wrong. Star Wars is fucking stupid.
I did like the bit where his hair thing got pulled out was also pretty funny because like everything starts to go wrong. The International Space Station is in chaos, and you know shit's going down all over the world. It's just like, whoops.
My favorite part of all that was the shaman, though. He's just like, the world is going to end soon. Never mind, we're good.
Yeah, you gotta love those racist caricatures.
Ah, yes, I was just constipated.
I was just constipated. Is that actually what he said? I can't remember.
Oh, yeah, I remember correctly, yes. Or like something along the same line as that.
See, well, it was a funny gag because I was the one, because I thought that's where we stopped, but apparently everyone's seen episode 13 but me. Where we end on one of those gags where he gets the thing removed. And the school's just gone. Like, for me stopping there, the end of the show, as far as I've seen so far, is everyone in his school just died in the resort scene.
Yeah, which was pretty fucking funny.
Yeah, well.
Well, to be fair, Cece, Vorn, and I, you knew were gonna know beyond that because we've seen the whole series. My fuck up with Bakage.
Yeah.
But not the worst fuck up I've made, you know? In the general scheme of things.
Yeah, I know, it's kind of hard to fuck up worse than Freren.
You didn't catch it either!
I don't own the books.
I mean, I feel you should have noticed there was some kind of like time skippy thingy, but
Yeah. But this is not about Freren.
Yeah, I know, I want to defend myself here, but I can't defend myself without spoiling Freren.
Yeah.
So I'll defend myself when we inevitably read book 5 and 7.
Later this month. Anyways, back to Saiki K, the disastrous life of Saiki K.
The disastrous life of Seki R.
Fuck
I
you.
don't know. Would you guys want those powers?
Absolutely
even
not.
with the trade-off?
No.
Absolutely not. You could not pay me to have even one of those things. I hate them all. Well, I also, part of it, I do like that every time they introduce a power, I do enjoy the fact that they tell us kind of the things it can do, but they also like to tell us the drawbacks, right? Like the shit that he has to deal with because of it. It's kind of funny to see like how much he like hates his own powers and like how much shit they do to his life. Like that's a little interesting. In my opinion.
it's really funny because while I was watching this, and I'm like, okay, so you can basically just do anything. Like, your powers are just...
You are God.
Yeah, it's like, so why don't you just do that bullshit thing from Fantastic Four and just solve your own problem in an instant? And that's, like, my thought, and then, like, I think of that, and then literally the other side of my brain is like, dude, shut up. I'm like, alright!
Wait,
Sorry!
so how does they solve their problem in Fantastic Four?
Okay, so in Fantastic Four, Reed Richards and Sue Storm, they have a kid. Their son literally has every single power imaginable.
Okay.
And at one point during an arc, he's literally the only thing that can solve the problem, right? But the problem is he can't control his power. So what he does is that he does a weird time travel things to like to put himself in the body of his older self when he's mastered his powers, and so he solves a problem and then de-ages himself back to his original state.
That's a power he actually doesn't have.
That they've mentioned.
That they've mentioned.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I do like seeing the drawbacks of each power.
Also, guys, did you like fucking Texas in that anime?
Yes.
Fucking western town with a
Yeah.
horse outside of a fucking saloon with
loved
the
it.
door, like swinging doors.
I loved it.
I mean, I've never been to Texas, but I'm not. I can't say it's inaccurate. I'm just saying, like, wow, somebody really likes stereotypes in this series because you looked at the fucking African people.
To the question, though, if we had the superpowers, I could imagine Sekhmet doing the exact scene if she had seen a spider and had the ability to teleport.
Oh, the cockroach? Yeah, I would
Yes.
do that with spiders, actually. I would need teleportation to do that with spiders.
The only way we'd find Sekhmet would be by radio at that point. We just satellite imaging. Where's Sekhmet now?
Yeah. Believe me, I have and will do that. Because I do that whole cockroach thing that just,
I think I would actually take the powers. I don't think I would mind the cons that much.
Listen, the only power I would personally take is levitation, and that's because I'm short. I need to be able to reach the top shelf.
Well, you could do what Saiki's mother did and buy a guide to levitation.
Would you just want the shape-shifting powers then? Because you could just make yourself taller.
Nah.
No?
Nah.
There are benefits to being short that can be solved by levitation. But yeah, no, I think...
People are adjusting their seats to make themselves look taller. That's what's going on to the viewers at home.
We're having
Not
a
a visual
hide-off.
podcast.
Was the fucking... Oh god, I had a thought in my head. Fuck. Oh, I think the thing I couldn't deal with was listening to everyone's mind around me.
Yeah.
I could not.
Oh, yeah.
Because he said it was, what, a
200 meter? Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
200 meter
that's
radius
rough.
at all
Yeah.
time.
No, I could not, like, deal with that sort of feedback
What was
around
the name
me.
of his friend that he actively couldn't? Or
Nendo!
Nendo.
Love Nendo.
He just
Nendo and
too
his dad.
stupid.
Yeah. Love Nendo. But yeah, no, I could not deal with the mind reading. I couldn't.
Throughout the series, though, they do say that Nendo and his family, if they're close,
Because he can't read his dad's mind either.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
but like there's other like cousins too. He can't read their minds either.
Yeah. I like how when he puts on the ring, he's just like, Teruhashi Nendo. Hyro Nendo. It's like all the characters with Nendo face with their actual looks. Which was mildly disturbing in a way that I enjoyed.
Although now that he had the ring, that means he could actually see what they actually look like rather than just muscles and bones.
True. Although, can I say, I do like low-key, I will say, out of all the characters, I want to say my favorites are Sports Guy, Hyro, and Teruhashi. Like, man, I love them. Especially Teruhashi. She's such a bitch on the inside. Like,
Yeah.
I'm perfect, and I'm perfect inside and out, which makes me absolutely perfect.
I gotta agree. I actually really like that gag.
Yeah.
I don't remember if freaking we saw like that, so I can't talk about it. But that scene right there with the sports guy was funny when he was used as a heater.
Yeah, no, we didn't see that.
Okay.
No, that didn't happen.
And I do love the sports guy just like, Nendo, my rival. And Nendo's just like, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, that was glorious. I like that a lot.
Can't read a person's mind if person's mind got nothing in it.
Yeah.
The world created a better idiot.
Love it. Absolutely love it. I guess we should do waifu wars.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
Waifu wars.
Waifu
Waifu wars. Waifu
Waifu
wars.
wars.
Cece.
Honestly, my favorite character I think would have to be Nendo.
Okay.
Yeah.
Vorn.
Oh, sports guy.
Hyro.
Yeah.
Bakage.
Is this a can I abstain or do I have a gun to my head situation?
You could
have Sekhmet to your
abstain.
head.
Huh?
You have Sekhmet to your head.
You could abstain if you genuinely cannot think of a waifu. Or husbando.
Yeah, I genuinely can't think of a single one.
International Space Station. There you go.
Texas.
There you go. Texas.
Okay, I might go with that just because I know you guys are gonna have like the actual waifu wars when you do
done
that
it
again.
so long that we need to
Someone
do it.
is gonna have to try to fight for Texas.
I really hope whoever has to defend Texas, if and when we do that again, like just starts pulling out like GDP of Texas, like income levels, like poverty, inequality, and stuff to prove their point.
Hey, some of the most gun lax laws in the country.
Knick-knack.
I'm gonna go Teruhashi. I really like the internal bitchy monologue she has.
Oh.
So I love Hyro and I love Teruhashi. I gotta say though, and it's for a very specific set of scenes. I really like the sports teacher.
Oh.
Specifically because I really like that part where they prank him with the love letter,
Yeah.
right? And he waits for hours and hours because he wants to tell and everyone's like, "Oh my god, he's a creepy perv. He's waiting for this girl to come confess his love." And he's like, "I'm sorry. I am a teacher, you are a student. I cannot look at you that way, and it is inappropriate for this to happen. I want to let you down, and I want to tell you that that's what's happening."
Good man.
And then, when he sewed up the little keychain, too.
Yeah.
You know? Also, to be fair, I think it's entirely valid that he confiscated an electronic mahjong table from a student. That's valid confiscation. You should not be at school with an electronic mahjong shuffling table.
What about the whole meat kebab?
Oh, the
Yeah,
the
the
shawarma.
Yeah, shawarma.
Students just standing in the corner with a fucking shawarma maker, kebab maker, just slicing meat.
See, I
right.
didn't find that funny at all, but I did want shawarma.
No, but the teacher's just you do not need this at school. It is unnecessary. I agree. What the fuck are these kids doing with an electric mahjong table and a fucking kebab maker?
My whole thing would be how did they get it in there though?
That's my question.
And they're students. They can figure out mostly anything if they want to get something into school.
How
Fair
about
enough.
that homeless magician?
Ah.
I gotta admit, if there's one thing I didn't like about this series, it's the homeless magician guy.
Yeah.
I just did not like him.
He didn't really. I mean,
I did
he
not.
wasn't that funny, and he doesn't show up enough to actually be a character.
Yeah,
does show
his
up
gags
later,
did
but
not
yeah.
hit as hard for me. You know, it just didn't work out for me.
It's a good foil later on, but
Yeah, at least that's my opinion.
Also, keeping the tradition of shitty, annoying little kid characters.
Oh, yeah. Although this one doesn't annoy the main character. It annoys the bitch.
Yeah, true. Yeah, but no, this is fucking hilarious. And love the character. I mean, I love all the characters, but you gotta pick. Texas is also, way up there. Also, can we talk about the fact that he basically fucking bikini atolls that one place trying to get rid of Nendo's dad's spirit? This man blows up that entire fucking island, and it vaguely looks like a mushroom cloud
Oh yeah.
when he does it.
Yeah, if I was to live in Mob Psycho world versus this world, I take Mob Psycho. As long as I'm not in Japan, I'm safe pretty much.
I kind of prefer the Saiki K world.
Yeah, sure, you live in the dangerous
the
world.
thing-
Go ahead.
The thing with that would be if he ever takes a regular off, we're all screwed up.
True.
My problem-
Because you have to remember though, he explains before he would turn over and it would just blow half his house away.
True.
My problem with the Saiki K world, and why I wouldn't want to live there, is not Saiki K himself. It's everybody else. Like, everyone else at times is unreasonably stupid in a way that is just not the case in real life.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. Although if you look at it from his perspective, everyone kind of is stupid. So yeah. And we are looking at it from his viewpoint.
Okay, but then you have the point, like the plane scene illustrates that it's not just him being on his high horse.
Yeah.
No, when he says Nendo has no thoughts in his head, Nendo probably genuinely has no thoughts in his head.
Let's be honest here. The main character is on a pretty fucking big high horse.
He is, but also, no, a lot of these people are genuinely that stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, again, everything is his fault, so he is probably lowering the national IQ.
Yeah, he's probably been saving people a bit too much. He does do that.
I don't know, and it's one of those things where it's like, oh, like, his whole goal is, I want to blend in and be a normal person, and it's like, yeah... Okay. You're not presenting that in any interesting way, though.
I like his efforts to try to appear normal. They're funny.
Yeah.
My favorite was the love meter, likable
Yeah, the
meter.
likability meter, especially during the dodgeball
Yeah.
the dodgeball game. That was
My
hilarious.
no offense to Bockage. My favorite was the fact that he had like such a high score, and then in one moment, gone.
Yeah, it's like people's opinions. Completely
God damn it.
random.
I
Oh
have
god,
to
when he
mark
was
that
trying
out.
to get when he was trying to set up the girl on the
yes.
date, and then it was like he's got the love meter like all the way up, like gave the dude a bunny, took the money out, like all this stuff, and then they go into the restaurant to eat, and he's just a complete fucking pig, and he's like, damn it, humanity just has this ability to constantly do exactly what you don't expect.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, I think we've hit the limit of what we can talk about story-wise.
Yep. So like, comment, subscribe, and we'll be back.
Bye.